Hello and welcome to another series of Eye Catchers, where we take a look at all of the highlights from the NAB AFL Under-18 Championships. My name is Callum Toomey, and as always I'm joined by the AFL's National Talent Manager Kevin Sheehan and the AFL's Academies Development Manager Michael Ablett. Guys, thanks for being with us. Kev, it's a different looking format this year, a few different things in store for the championships ahead. Yeah, very exciting in Division 1. It's a home and away series, so 6 matches played over about an 8-week period, and the final games will be played here in Victoria in July. Absolutely. Let's get stuck into things. As we said, the first game was played at Melbourne's Trevor Barker Oval just over a week ago, and Vic Country got the points over Vic Metro for the first time in a couple of years. 15-point winners there, as we see a big final quarter. Rory Sheridan-Ferry kicked 4 goals for Vic Metro, and a couple of big names for Vic Country chipped in there. Patrick McCartan with 3 goals, and Hugh Goddard with 2, Tom Lamb with 2 as well. Mick, you took a look at this game. We're all there on the Sunday, and a couple of defenders took your eye.
Yeah, certainly did, Cal. Number 30, Caleb Marchbank. He's a 193cm, 85kg tall defender from the Murray Bushrangers. He was super impressive. He had those Andrew Mackie type traits, I reckon, just his ability to win the ball back, provide that real good rebound from defence, as well as come off and play the third man up on occasions. He's a December birth too, so he's very, very young and still got plenty of development in him. 20 disposals, 5 marks, 3 of those contested, and 7 rebound 50s, so fantastic start from him. And a bottom major too, Darcy Tucker. I think the thing we like about the championships is seeing you guys for next year's draft, and Darcy Tucker was one of those. Certainly was. He was ultra impressive. Number 7, he's a 183cm, 76kg medium defender from North Ballarat, out of Horsham, so long way out of town. He had 21 possessions, 6 marks and 6 rebound 50s. He acted as that real left-footed quarterback type player, similar to a Michael Hibbert, I'd say, from the Bombers. He's a brilliant cut of a kid. He's in ripping condition and just super courageous and strong overhead. Now, Vic Metro, Kev, a couple of good players there. First one is a famous name. We've got to know a little bit of the Brayshaws over time. Yes, and Angus Brayshaw, AB as they call him, was a star on the day and arguably would be best on the ground. 32 disposals. He was in the thick of it all day. I love the way he exits the stoppages either on the right or the left, and that's by hand and foot, so he's very gifted there. I love his little burst of speed to get away. He's got a big tank as well. He's had a great year overall, this young fella. He was the best player for the Australian under-18 side when they played Collingwood's VFL team on the MCG earlier in the year. He's been terrific for Sandy all year, and he looks set to be a very early draftee. Of course, his father did play mark at North Melbourne, but he's not eligible father-son there. Unfortunately for the Roos, of course, because he's looking at a pretty highly rated prospect. And another big match-up. We'd mentioned Hugh Goddard kicked a couple of goals, but his opponent, Sean McLaren, had a really good game as well. Yeah, I reckon it was a terrific battle between the two. And Sean McLaren's fairly new to the tall defence role. He's a 197cm boy that had played a lot of his footy in the ruck, but now settling down in that role. Look, I love the way he competed in the air and contested well with Hugh Goddard. His overall closing speed's very, very good. He's got good mobility for that position. And his use of the body's really developing too against the strong marking Goddard. So I reckon it was one of the key jewels for the day, and to keep Hugh Goddard down to just the 4 marks and a couple of goals, it ended up one of the critical jewels of the day. Thanks for that, boys. Now, in the second Division 1 game of round 1, South Australia got the win over Western Australia at Amy Stadium there. South Australia, they received 14 goals, 892. 31-point win over WA. A couple of the main guys there involved. Ryan Burton, I think we'll talk about him a little bit more, kicked 5 goals for SA. And Sam Bevan kicked 2 goals for Western Australia. Now, Kev, you had a look at this game over on the weekend. Who were some of the guys? South Australian captain, firstly, was pretty impressive. Yes, he was, and that's Jake Johansson. He was the live wire in the centre of the ground. He had a great 4 quarters, and there was a real barometer for them. 30 disposals. I love his clearance work. He continually links up all the time, prepared to run and receive a hand pass, but still will get to the fall of the ball. He's had that benefit of a senior season last year at his club there at Port Adelaide Magpies, and although he come off a small preparation this year, really was a critical player for them. Brenton Phillips really rates him. He reckons he's another Boomer Harvey. That's a pretty big tag to carry, but gee, young Jake started the championships in great fashion with his game at the weekend. And an even younger player was exciting clubs. The clubs have been looking at Ryan Burton for a little while now, and he didn't fail to deliver. Well, he makes the game look very, very simple. He has got wonderful clean hands on the lead, times his lead magnificently, and whether the ball's out in front or up in the air,
He just doesn't fumble it, and does he thread them, whether it's deep in the pocket or outside 50. Here's a magnificent kick and slotted through 5 goals straight from his 10 mark. So he was super impressive. He's another boy that's played some senior footy as well. Even at 17 years of age, he's pushed up there at North Adelaide to get that senior experience, and we look forward to him having a magnificent championship. Ryan Burton, one to watch in his next year's draft.
Mick, for WA, Connor Blakely, a midfielder, and Sam Bevan, a forward, were pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, Connor was ultra impressive. The harder it got, the better he seemed to get. He's a 186 centimetre, 81 kilo, medium midfielder from Swan Districts, and Kev just mentioned about guys playing senior football at the moment. He's going very well. He had 26 disposals, 7 tackles and 9 clearances. Just his ability to stand up under pressure, absorb the contact of his opponents, and execute very, very slickly by hand was ultra impressive.
Sam Bevan, a member of the National Academy. He's not a bad player, is he?
No, he's certainly not. He got off to a flyer. Again, he's a 193 centimetre tall forward from Claremont. So just his ability to lead and be very, very elusive for the key defenders made it difficult for him to keep up early. Covers the ground really well. He had 14 disposals, 8 marks, 3 contested, and kicked 2 goals. Been likened a little bit to Sam Reid from the Sydney Swans. So again, plenty of development left in Sam Bevan, but look out for him in the future.
Plenty of talent there. Now, for a special segment, as we take a look at some of the father-son prospects to watch throughout the year. Everyone likes these guys. Now, here's some names that we like to look at throughout the year. Darcy Moore, Billy Stretch, Zane Cordy, Alec Waterman, Josh Clayton, Tyler Roos. All potential father-son recruits. Obviously, they go through the father-son bidding process throughout the end of the year. And, guys, we're going to whip through these guys. Now, Kev, Billy and Darcy, probably the main names at the moment.
Well, Darcy at 199 is a rare young footballer that can play both ends of the ground. No wonder they're all talking about him. He hasn't committed to Collingwood, so we'll just see how that unfolds. And Billy Stretch is a dasher. He's a flying machine. Will play through the midfield. He's got some of the attributes of his father, Stephen, that's the best and fairest player from Melbourne. And we liked his game first up for SA.
Zane Cordy didn't play for Vic Country, a little bit of a groin injury, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, but he's a talented defender, and Alec Waterman was pretty good on the weekend, Mick.
Yeah, absolutely. Zane Cordy's the son of Bulldog Brian. He had an outstanding game in round 3 of the TAC Cup with 20 disposals and 11 marks against the Dandenong Stingrays. We'll certainly see him throughout the championships, I've got no doubt. And Alec Waterman, he's the son of dual premiership West Coast Eagle Chris. Again, he's an outstanding clearance player, solidly built, had 24 disposals against SA in round 1.
And 2 possible players for the Brisbane Lions as well. Josh Clayton, the son of Scott, and Tyler Roos, the son of Paul. Still on the Lions' radar there, both playing for the Sandringham Dragons. Josh played for Vic Metro in round 1 as well. So playing through the midfield and half forward there and on the wing. So a little bit of talent for the Lions to look out for. Championships continue this weekend with Western Australia hosting Vic Metro at Medibank Stadium on Saturday, and on Sunday the 2 unbeaten sides, South Australia and Vic Country, face off at Amy Stadium. A big couple of games there. I'm probably tipping the Victorian teams. I know you guys will reserve your judgment. But we thank you for being with us. Kevin Sheen, the AFL's National Talent Manager, Mick Albert, the AFL's Academies Development Manager. We'll be back for another edition of Eye Catchers next week. In the meantime, keep clicking back to afl.com.au for all your draft news. See you soon.